Hey everyone, this is Brian. Thought I'd give a quick update on my 71 set. Last week I went to a coin store and they had some 71 cards in there. And also yesterday I was able to go to a card show, picked up some 71s. And I got about 70 of them here and really hit a nice lot of cards here in good condition. Pretty well centered, so give me a second or two and I'll show you some of the highlights from what I got from both those areas. So to go through some of these cards, a few of the highlights, I picked this group of cards I got at the show yesterday. This one here is the Mets 71 team card, and at that time they were coached by Gil Hodges, and he was the manager, and one of the coaches happened to be Hall of Famer Yogi Berra at the time. And on the roster were some other Hall of Famers, and Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver, and a couple other good pitchers, Bill Matlock and Tug McGraw. And that's the Mets 71 team card. Next card, one of the highlights here is Sparky Lyle, who had a stint with the Red Sox. He was with them from 67 to 71, and he was the first AL reliever to win the Cy Young Award in 1977. But in 1978, as a player for the Yankees, he was replaced by another great saver, I guess you'd call, or relief pitcher, Goose Gossage. So they released Sparky Lyle at that time, and Goose Gossage took over the duties as the main relief pitcher at that time. This next card is shout out to my friend Jake, Ticket Leprechaun. Here's a Braves team card, 71 team, and it featured the brothers of Aaron and Tommy, Tommy and Hank Aaron, as well as Phil Niekro and Dusty Baker, Orlando Cepeda, and at that time a pretty good guy that ended up being a good coach, Tony La Russa. He was the second baseman at the time for the Braves for a brief stint during the 71 season. The next card I have to show for highlight would be the Expos team card. And the Expos, this is a pretty early card of theirs because they were only established in 1969. And basically their coach at the time was Gene Mauch, who went on to have a pretty good career as a coach. And a couple of the main players at that time that you might have heard of are Rusty Staub and Ron Swoboda. This next card here is Joe Niekro, one of the brothers Niekro, and showing him with the Detroit cap on. He was with them from 70 to 72, but he was better known for playing with the Houston Astros, and he was actually put into the Houston Astro Hall of Fame. He was a World Series winner in 1987, but he also had a couple of stints with cheating, and he was caught in one of the most famous videos still to today where he pulled out some memory board and some sandpaper out of his pocket when he was approached by one of the umpires during a game, because he was known for what they said filing his nails, I guess. Put a little extra on the ball there. But anyways, that's Joe Niekro, 71. And then the other card I picked up was the last card of the series, which has been kind of looking for this one for a while, the Dick Drago. And this one's here with the Royals from 69 to 73. He was with the Royals. And he ranks 5th in complete games for the Royals with 53. So although he's not one of the better known players around, he had a couple little records there that he could hold for the Royals there. This next card is a shout out to my good buddy Shannon with Back to the Cardboard, and this is Cincinnati Red player Bobby Tolan, who was known for his speed more than a lot. He played for the Reds from 69 to 73, and he was a stolen base leader in 1970. He went on to win a World Series in 67 with my team, the St. Louis Cardinals. And usually when he played with the Reds, he would bat second behind Pete Rose. another person some of you might have heard of. I know Shannon has. This next player is with the Mets, and his name is Cleon Jones. 71. He played with the Mets from 1963, and then he came back, played with the Mets from 65 to 1975. He was selected to 69 All-Star team and was also a World Series champion with those Mets. And eventually he became was put into the New York Mets Hall of Fame, and which was pretty significant back in that day because they had quite a few good players for that team. Next card here is Jim Lonborg of the Red Sox, and he was a pitcher. He was with the Red Sox from 65 to 71, and he had a weird nickname. It's called Gentleman Jim, but it wasn't because he was a nice guy, but mainly for pitching inside a lot. He used to love pitching inside the batters. He was a Cy Young Award winner in 1967, and he's also in the Red Sox Hall of Fame. So a shout out to Picker Jim S. I know you're a Red Sox fan, but that's the pick 71 of Jim Lonborg. This next guy's Rookie Cup card for the Pirates. Shout out to John Mangini, big Pirates fan. Dave Cash sporting the top hat there with the Pirates. But he was with the Pirates team from 69 to 73. Three-time All-Star and a World Series champion in 71. But he had a tough time keeping his position because he had to battle a couple of other good players, and Bill Mazeroski and Rennie Stennett. And then behind that, they had an up-and-comer who had a pretty good career, and a guy named Willie Randolph at second base. But anyways, he was born in the hometown where my parents are from, which is Utica, New York, which I found pretty interesting. And to this day, he's still involved in baseball a little bit. The next card I have is another Reds player who I know my buddy Shannon recently did a little video on, Pedro Borbon, and some of his antics and things like that. But he was quite a pitcher. Reliever is what he did. He didn't really start. He was always in relief, but he pitched with the Reds from 70 to 79 and two-time World Series champion with them, and also in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. Next guy, Larry Heisel with the Phillies, and he was with the Phillies from 1968 to 1971. Two-time All-Star and also a two-time World Series champion. He was the AL RBI leader in 1973. And the next card I have here, give a shout out to my friend Scott with Reindeer Studios. But this is the Indians team card. And at that time the roster featured Vada Pinson, a rookie named Greg Nettles, Mark Belanger, who went on to play some shortstop with the Orioles, Ray Fosse, who was good catcher, but also known for his collision with Pete Rose there, Kurt Bavacqua, and Chris Chambliss, who also went on to play for the Yankees. Became a pretty good first baseman himself there. But that's the Cleveland Indians 71 card. And this next card is Walter Alston, Dodgers manager, longtime Dodger manager. He was there from 54, back when they were called the Brooklyn Dodgers, all the way up to 1976, when they became the Los Angeles Dodgers, or they were known as the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he was also a four-time World Series champion. And the Dodgers have retired his number. He was quite a manager. He was in there for a long time. These next few cards I had picked up also at the show, these next two, and I just could not pass these prices up. 50 cents a piece I paid for these next two cards. This one is the great Juan Marichal, who was with the Giants from 1960 to 1973, 10-time All-Star. Threw a no-hitter in 1963. His number was retired by the Giants, and he's also in what they call the Giants Wall of Fame. So for 50 cents, I definitely could not pass that card up. And then again, this card here for 50 cents, Hall of Famer Tom Seaver. We know his history with the Mets and on with the Reds, the White Sox, but for 50 cents I couldn't pass that up at all. And then this last card I picked up actually on eBay for $8. Been one I've been searching, card number 20 of Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. And beautiful card. It's a little bit off center, but it's good enough for me. And put in my set. And I also have a PC of Reggie. I also do PC of Tom Seaver too, so those will go in that mainly. But it's all part of this set here. So with that number of cards, I got went from 203 cards that I needed, and now I am down to 134 cards. And basically I'm at 82.2% of the cards of the 71 set that I have. So little less than 20% left to get, but I'll keep working it. But anyways, I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble about my 71 set, and hopefully in the next few days I'll do an actual update on the set itself. But thanks again, and as I always say, collect like you're a kid.